You know board game tables, but can we make a board game chair? So this becomes more like that. This like that. This like that. We needed to take a break from building and reviewing and building more board game tables.
I'm just gonna lay across this and you guys are gonna play on top of me.
But I was like, maybe we can turn your everyday chair into a board game chair, like a chair for board gaming. We set aside one afternoon, an evening, and night to make what we think is a board game chair.
Sure about this? You doubting me, Ashton? How dare you?
By the way, we're building onto a chair we bought from Costco a long time ago. We have lots of different ideas taken from covering so many board game tables and building our own, and we even have a working prototype at the end of one day. So let's get into it.
This video is brought to you by Ascension.gg. This is a private free-to-play World of Warcraft server. It revolves around being classless, where you can pick your own unique hero by combining abilities from all classes. Ashton gave it a quick run, and he told me it was a fun mix of nostalgia with added quality of life stuff. The game feels much faster with the draft builds, where you can just learn preset ability trees that combo together. And you can go even faster with the leveling draft builds. The new season also has tons of new modes, including the wildcard mode. When Ashton tried it out, it was pretty busy. It's where you get random abilities as you level, and you can roll a loadout right when you start, and you can reroll. Once you've rolled your initial build, you can refine it by playing through the endgame or prestige. That's infinite replayability. So click the link in the description below to play Ascension, World of Warcraft, Destiny's Dawn for the new season. Back to the video. Ready? I think my mic's on, right? Here's the plan for the chair that I have so far. This is the general side profile of a chair. Add an armrest to it that's essentially a box like this. A cup holder makes more sense on my chair than my table. Player board. Like if I have an armrest here on the side, I'd have a player board, which is more natural here, and then maybe like rotates out like that. I'm kind of thinking like a very elaborate Yu-Gi-Oh! Dual disc.
All right, so should we go to Lowe's then?
Yeah, I think it's time for Lowe's.
All right, let's get Lowe's.
Turns out I have one in my garage.
When Ashton's around, I'm like a damsel in distress.
French cleats are maybe what I'm thinking.
No, I haven't. I've never heard of the game. Oh, cool. I think there are tracks here. Perfect. Cool. I do have measuring tape, but I'm too lazy to get that out.
Let's hope.
Yeah, I think 8 is probably reasonable. And then our cats ate chocolate.
Yes.
Okay, so we're at Maker Nexus. This is where we're going to chop up everything and put together our board game chair. Hopefully no one else is in the wood shop. We'll see. Let's see how it goes. Safety first. Safety third. All right, so this is the wood shop at the makerspace. This is what we're going to be using. I think Ashton will take some fun little cinematic shots of us working in here. We're just going to chop up a couple pieces. But first, I'm going to sit outside, plan all the cuts that I want to make, take some measurements, and then once we're done with that, we're going to actually chop some stuff up. So I'm going to be using Alex as my reference human here. My issue is that I always build things for tall people because I only build things with tall people. Put your arms at a comfortable armrest position, like if there was an armrest on this chair. That from there, does that seem like a reasonable spot for an armrest? Did they not? Okay, this is a garbage tape measure. Why did I pick this up? Does that seem like a reasonable height for you? Too high, too short? I think so. 12 inches up from there. This is going to mount to here, and it's going to just basically act as armrest. So if you could imagine putting your arm on top of it, that's where we're going to have to put a spacer that comes out the whole way to here. So this can actually get mounted on there. Cool. Cool. I've been noticing my hearing's actually been getting worse since I started woodworking, so I should probably wear hearing protection. We're going to cut first the 2 18-inch pieces that we need for the side frame. So let's go ahead and do that first. It doesn't have to be exact because, again, we're not really measuring anything to super precision. We just need both of them to be the same. This is actually just too big to cut with this tool. We're going to do this anyways. It's not unsafe. It's just we're going to do it and then flip it over and then cut it the other way. It'll be fine. Behind the red thing there. How thick do you think you'd want your hand rests to be for a chair? Is this too thin or too thick, you think? Like this size-ish?
I think that's too thin.
I think that's too big, right? Seem like a reasonable thickness for you?
Absolutely.
Cool. So this is going to go on either side of the chair, right? And then you can imagine a piece that goes on top like this, where your arm actually rests, on either side here and there. The actual components can go here and here on the side, and then we're going to set it up modularly so that you can rearrange whatever you want on either side of the chair. let's see. What do you think is a good size for the like the length for the armrest? Do you want it to like go past on either side? Like, is this too big, too long? You think, or
Towards the inside.
so we've decided then for the armrests maybe just like a little bit longer than the actual thing. Okay, cool. So I'll maybe go like 20 inches. So it'll be an inch extra on each side. Ashton knows what 20 inches is like. Alrighty, yeah, I think that'll do. And then I'll just put I'll put a little bit of glue on there. And then we'll just clamp it down. 3. Someone's using all the good clamps. I'll grab it in just a second. Just put it on the table somewhere. Or do you want me to grab it for the video? Thank you. Sponsored by Type Bond. What is the first thing I want to do? Let's do the French cleats first. So we actually, yeah, let's do the French cleats first. Come on. What's 9 3/4 by 4? What's 1 by 8? 0.125, right? It's 2.25. You know, I'll do 2.25. Ready when you are. These 4 pieces are now going to get cut in half at an angle. Ready? So this actually worked out pretty perfectly. Here's how we're going to do it. These are going to get mounted to the side like this. And then when I want to do it, I'll just take it and I'll rest it right like that. A perfect example of this is this right here. This is a French cleat system. Do you see that? Yeah. So this is what mates into the wall like that. So all of these things are held up with French cleats. We're going to wait for that glue to dry a little bit longer. And now we're going to think of some ideas for how to actually build the pieces. The second piece that I need to figure out is the cup holder. That's going to be a little bit more of a pain to do. All right. So I think what we're going to try and accomplish today is the cup holder, a
Rulebook holder.
A rulebook holder. Do we have any other ideas that we're thinking? A hook. So this is the piece. It's pretty well glued. I don't want to work with the top part just yet, but it should be glued enough to actually survive. So we're going to keep this out to here, reasonable, comfortable, outside of the pokey bits.
Yes.
What do you think, Ashton? Like 3 inches? So what we're going to do then is going to attach just blocks. Attach blocks that go out about 3 inches. And then from there, we're going to actually mount this guy right here. Sorry, we're going to mount this guy right there. The one thing that we have to worry about, while both of these are parallel to each other, they are offset by just a little bit there. You can see it. So the block on this one's going to have to be a bit bigger than the block on that one. That's the cup holder. Right? Go test it out with the cup. See if it works.
It's the moment of truth.
Oh, wow. Perfect.
Hey,
Hey.
look at that.
Okay.
Hello, we're gluing things.
Hello.
They're gluing for a bit. That's probably going to take like, I don't know, 20 to 30 minutes. The cubby I'm going to make entirely out of this piece right here. I'll chop that together and glue it like now. So we want a piece maybe about that thick for the rulebook to actually sit on. 1.5 inches for the rulebook to sit on. And then around it, so, okay, actually let's just do 14. So this is a little rulebook holder, and then it would just slot onto the side there, and then you could put your rulebooks in here. That's way too much glue.
A lot of glue.
Okay, so this is what the side looks like. Some of the glue I'm gonna have to clean up in a second. It should be mostly secure though. Yeah, it's pretty secure. But I'm kind of eager to get to actually putting it together, so I'm just not gonna worry about it. So that's side one. This one actually I have to wait to make sure it's completely dry because I have to pass that through the table, so I have to flatten the top part off. I think it's time to actually mount the sides onto the actual chair now.
Oh, wow. Okay. Big moment.
Yeah. All right, it's time to actually attach these guys. This is gonna go like right about here-ish, right? And then we're gonna have one more that goes like right about here-ish probably. And then the smaller one is gonna go right about here.
Why are you putting the block up here?
It's just for extra support.
I see.
So this one, basically it's gonna mount like that. And that's how this guy's actually gonna mount. And it's gonna be kind of farther out, so I just wanna make sure it has 3 points of support. I could have saved myself a lot of headache by just doing one side. a one-sided board game chair. I don't have to do the other side. You're right. But I've already put everything together, so at this point it feels like lazy if I just don't do it, you know? Just trying to hold it up against this corner as best you can here. We're gonna see how this goes, I think. Okay.
Wow.
Not the worst.
Not bad.
It's a little lower than I initially thought it was gonna be. Let's see how bad it is sitting up on it, I guess. I'm gonna give it a try. Oh, it's actually not too bad. You're right, yeah. It's not as low as I thought it would be.
That's not bad.
Not bad.
It exists now in the world.
Now that I look at it,
Yeah.
so these can just basically slot in there, and then you attach things onto here to get it to work.
Ah.
Yeah. We're just gonna pretend that didn't happen.
Right.
Went way too hard on that plywood, I think.
All right.
All right. I'm so comfortable with this,
Really?
actually. Yeah, this is the right height for me. I think I just have a shorter torso. So if I wanted to have cups,
Oh, look at that.
right? Nope. That is a lot worse than I thought it was going to be. And it broke. Okay, well, that's fine.
Oh, don't look at that.
Don't look at that. Yeah, that's better.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, so, you want to read your rule books, you can keep it right there.
Wow. Okay.
Good, right?
Your car. You're pretty comfortable back there?
I'd come up with a shelf-side brand chair and table. I'd do it. All right, so a couple of the quirks. We had to extend it out this way. You can kind of see that right here. To actually fit someone, especially someone me-sized, in here. Obviously, the handrails are flat because I just chopped them together with plywood. They're just held together with glue.
One other idea that we messed around with was a board game tray. I'm sad to report that it didn't exactly work out.
Damn, okay, I think this might have been too long.
It's too heavy, right?
Yes, but also I think I might have messed up the French cleat itself. Yeah, I think I gotta cut it to about here. Let's come back a different day to do this, I think. I think this is a wash.
It essentially was a bit too long for the amount that the French cleat could support. I think all things considered, the board game tray would be used for games that are maybe a bit heavier, especially ones that you have like your own player mats and stuff like that. I'm thinking Galactic Era, I think would be great for that because your texture would probably go on there.
TI4.
TI4, obviously.
Yeah, Root, maybe.
Root, yeah.
The angle right there is actually pretty shallow. It should be a lot steeper. So you can actually see like this comes out pretty easily, which is not normal for French cleats. They should be a lot more secure than that. But we did manage to get a couple things. This little rulebook holder right here, or just like book holder in general right there. There was an older guy that looked at us and went, French cleats on a chair. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Which is made my day, I think. That was cool. Was that necessary? Was that necessary? Was that necessary, you little...
I'd probably redo the entire thing if I wanted to make it proper, I guess, because these angles are just not workable as it stands.
Hey, not bad.
Not bad,
Good job, Costco.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually very comfortable. I quite like it.
Yeah, right?
I think we figured out that this holder is going to be quite nice for us at least.
Yeah,
Because if we have like a huge game like Frosthaven or TI4, so much stuff on the table, we don't have space for rulebook.
Yeah.
So usually we just like put it on the floor.
You go like, oh, where the heck's my rule book? Like, I have no clue. And you're like looking for it.
iPad 2 maybe? That'd
Yeah.
be good.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
encouraged to sit up straight, which is wild. Yeah. I'm terrible with
Look at
that.
that. Been a good thing
Look at
tonight.
that, yeah. Look at that.
Yeah, so my... so my tips are sharper. Yeah, I think for a prototype, for a 5-hour prototype, I'm calling it.
That's not bad.
That's good.
All right, so we ended the day with literally only 2 features in this board game chair.
Hey, and an expanding list of possibilities.
Sometimes falls off, but it works.
It does work.
Yeah, and then holder here, which has my phone. We're getting there. Oh, also it's a lot more wider and comfortable.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It does have armrests, which is big, I think.
I mean, we made one. It exists now. It definitely needs some refinement. Yeah, a little bit, but the idea is there. Personally, the rulebook holder would be a huge add for me, and then the player board once we get that sorted out. Maybe it will be the perfect supplement for your board gaming nights. One day. One day. back to the workshop, Pranav.
Pranav, where can I buy this?
Where can you buy
where's
this?
2.0? What is this?
If you send me a message by carrier pigeon, along with specific dimensions of your body, every single part of it, by the way, then I can make you a perfectly sculpted chair. But I don't take any other type of communication.
Okay, well, I guess that's it for this video. Pester about Pranav in the comments and we'll make a 2.0.
Oh God, yeah.
We had so many more questions about the board game table one.
Well, I mean, also board game table does a lot more than a chair does.
Yeah,
so.
than a chair, yeah. I mean, fundamentally, this is a Costco chair with stuff plastered onto
Yeah.
it, yes.
I am okay. One thing that I am actually curious about is the French cleat. The fact that the French cleats actually work this well, it makes me very, very excited to maybe try putting that in a board game table.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's something that I would actually be really interested in doing. That's true. We were talking about how I wouldn't have gotten into woodworking if it wasn't for shelf side, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, like, I only started doing it because of the board game table video.
And you're like, I could do that.
Yeah. Very, very naively, I looked at Wormwood's table and I went, I could probably do something
That's
like
easy.
that.
Yeah, easy peasy.
Excellent. Alex is becoming a shelf-side star.